Ayan. Discuss natin yung mga geological hazards na pwedeng mangyari students with the result of the endogenic and the exogenic processes. So, and of course, in collaboration with the tectonic plates, weather, and so on and so on. So, yan. Meron tayong tinatawag na geologic processes and hazard. Ano ba pag sinabi nating hazard, students? So, hazard can be considered, students, if it affects people and of course the economy. Kunwari may mga nasirang bahay. Pero kunwari students na sa malayo, no? For example, Antarctica, wala naman. For example lang ha, wala halos tao doon. And then, hindi siya masyadong apekto sa economy. That will be considered as natural events. Natural events. Okay. Yan. Okay, so where do geologic hazard usually occur? Saan ba usually nangyayari yung mga geologic hazard, students? For example, an earthquake is a minimal rapid shaking. So basically, it happens sa soil and underground, you know? As the plate moves, rocks deformation occur, and when it occurs, students, the energy builds up, and of course, when the energy builds up, it it wants to be released. Okay? Pag nag-release na siya sa students, that will be cause of an earthquake. So the Philippines is prone to an earthquakes because of the numerous number of faults. Aside from that, students, we are in the Pacific Pacific Ring of Fire. So therefore, it is already given that the Philippines would experience a lot of geologic hazards. Usually yan, connected yan students. So kapag may earthquake, possible magkaroon ng mga tsunamis and different types of hazards pa. So earthquake hazard, just like any other hazards, could cause health impacts, physical and property destruction, social and economic disruption, and of course, environmental damage. So maraming pwedeng mangyari if there's an earthquake. Kung yung maliit nga na earthquake, di ba? Ah, may implication na, may pwede na mangyari. No? What if, what will happen pa, students, if there will be a 7, uh, magnitude 7, and mas malalakas pang earthquake. So we have a lot of this one, students. We have the surface rupture, we have the liquefaction, we have the tsunami, we have the fire, and we have the landslide. So these are the things that, of course, will happen if, for example, erosion happens. This could result to the landslide and so on and so on. So first one, students, is we have the ground surface rupture. So ano ba yung pag sinabi natin ground surface rupture, students? So it's a uh, area where the fault line or fault zone moves. So when the fault moves, students, it ruptures, no? Sinisira niya yung mga surface area. O surface, kaya nagkakaroon ng surface rupture uh, in the ground surface, where a fault rupture extends to the Earth's surface. Yun. The winning strategy is, of course, para hindi masyadong syempre yung mga ganito naman hindi natin napipigilan yan. So, iwasan natin, students, let's have a research, no, dun sa mga area kung saan tayo banda nakatira. So, para for example, gagawa ka ng bahay mo, iwasan niyo yung mga fault line kasi kung magkakaroon ng mga kahit minimal lang students na earthquake, could cause cracks, could cause rupture kasi sa mga fault. Pwede madama yung mga bahay. So, liquefaction naman, students, nangyayari to sa mga saturated na soils. So, ibig sabihin na wala ng strength yung soil na yon. So, resulting to the liquefaction. So, a mix of groundwater and shaking during shaking of moderate earthquake. So, kapag may mix, for example, a soil is nag-mix na sa water, anong nangyayari? Iba na, sometimes, hindi naman siya dissolve pero parang nagiging sandy siya, di ba? So, nawawalan siya ng, ah, tawag dito, strength to hold together. So, liquefaction yung kanyang resulta. So, it could also cause damage dun sa ating mga surface. So, when liquefaction occurs, under a building, the building may start to lean, tip over or sink to several meters. No? Nakakatakot yung mga ganitong idea students. So, tandaan, pag liquefaction students, humihina yung portion niya kasi there's water involved, no? Yan. So, earthquake-induced landslide. So, when a rocks and loose, thin soil covering on the slope of steep mountains are shaken during the earthquake, mass migration, yan, ito yung mass migration of material students is pwedeng mangyari. So, due to the continuous shaking of the underground. So earthquakes, of course, can trigger this kind of landslide. So earthquakes can trigger landslide by increasing the driving force than the resisting force. So instead na kaya niyang hawakan yung sarili niya, no? Panghawakan, hold together. Yung earthquakes kasi, mas pag sinishake mo, syempre, di ba, pag sinishake mo isang bagay, it's possible na nawawala ng puwersa ng strength yung mga lupa. So, as a result, students, uh, landslide could happen. Aside from that, students, yung kunwari, wala mga puno dyan. So, erosion is very common. Burial and destruction of plants and properties and blockage of the roads, rivers. So, yun yung magiging resulta. Ngayon, may kakaroon ng erosion, ng mass wasting, if kung ano-anong klaseng mass wasting ang pwedeng mangyari because of that. So, another thing, students, because of that earthquake is the tsunami. No? So, tsunami, students, is caused by the displacement of the large volume of water generally in an ocean. So when geological processes occur, like under the sea, earthquakes is often result to the production of what we call tsunami. So yung tsunami, students, wait lang, sandali. Hanap tayo ng magandang picture for tsunami. Tsunami, JF, experiment. Eto, ito, may maganda akong nakita. So this is a tsunami, students, no? Pwedeng ganito yung mangyayari. Yan. Mare, let's play this one, no? Mare ito. Yan. This volcanic activity, students, causes, yan, the erosion or landslide even of the debris here, students, releasing forces. Aside from that, pwede pa yung na-release na energy from the earthquake, causing it uh, to transfer an energy from this to the water, creating tsunami. So this could result to the coastal erosion, flooding, damage to the properties, and drowning of lot of people. So, yan, yung mga tsunami. Pero parang hindi pa naman ako nakakita ng mga tsunami. Sabi na. Ocean. Hmm. So, of course, signs of impending tsunamis. Kapag may tsunami, ito yung mga sign. Feeling an earthquake if the underground shakes under your feet in a coastal region. At tsunami may, of course, caused by a strong undersea earthquake. Kung ang feeling nyo, students, nung area sa coastal area kayo, tapos parang nagkakaroon ng earthquake, a little earthquake lang. Pero maybe it's a vibration na, no? It's a transfer of vibration na from the source. So could be a little one, medyo mahina siya. So nangyayari, students, pag mga ganyan, lumayo na kaagad kayo. Okay? Seeing an ocean water disappear from the beach, bay or river before tsunami, eto, kunwari, sa seashore students is nawalan ng water, not really nawalan, medyo lumayo, no? Ibig sabihin, nag-iipon siya ng force. So, water may recede from the shoreline before returning as fast. No, yan, magre-recede siya. Okay? Para siyang mawawala, tapos mag-iipon, tapos magre-return naman siya as a fast-moving wall of water. So if you notice the water is disappearing, tell your family and friends, prepare to move an, into an island or to higher ground surface. So kapag may mga ganito, pag may nawala na part ng water, ibig sabihin nag-iipon siya ng puwersa. Tapos pwede siyang bumalik as a wall of water. So hearing an unusual roaring sound, if you hear a loud roar sound approaching, a beat like passenger jet or train, tell your family and friends it could be a tsunami approaching. So kapag may unusual sound kayo naririnig, so, layo na kaagad students. Especially kung lahat ng mga to students is na, ah, na ano nyo, na naranasan nyo. Okay? Naranasan nyo siya. So, kapag na-encounter na yung tatlong to, pwedeng umalis na agad. So, a major secondary hazard associated with an earthquake has been possibility of fire breaking out after an earthquake. So, earthquake can block access to the source of water, of course. So, to fight the fire or worse, block even the fire fighting equipment and vehicle. So, isa pa to sa mga result na pwedeng mangyari kapag may earthquake students, no? Yung may fire. So, kapag may fire students, and there's an earthquake, no, pwede niyang ma-block yung mga daanan. So, kapag na-block yung daanan, wala tayong source para mapatay yung mga fire. Therefore, it could worsen the scenario. So, magnitude and intensity. So, magnitude is a measure of energy release at the source of the earthquake. Ano ba yung source ng earthquake, students? The focus. Okay? This line is what we call the fault. Earthquake that are small in magnitude and far from urban areas were barely felt but are recorded in seismograph. So, intensity naman, students, is the measure of shaking. Gaano ba kalakas yung shaking ng location? Okay? So, earthquake that are shallow and near urban areas can be greatly felt even if they are weak. Students, tandaan ha, kung ang earthquake ay mababaw lang, yung pinagmulan, okay, and near the urban palalo, can probably, okay, probably, pwede nyo siyang maranasan. Okay, tandaan, students, the source of the earthquake is the focus. Yung pinakataas, students, ng focus is what we call the epicenter. Okay, yung diretso sa focus. Okay, tapos yung fault line naman, students, could also happen because or could also result to worse because of the earthquake. So the intensity, of course, uh, earthquake intensity scale, we have this one, students, 1 to 10. Syempre 10, pinaka-destructive yan, pinaka-devastating na yan. Pwedeng, usually nakikita nyo naman siya sa mga movies, no, napaka-destructive, napaka-devastating ng mga ganitong. Pero usually sa movies siya. Hindi ko na maalala kung saan siya pinaka. I forgot yung pinaka-worst na earthquake. Pero sa Pinas ata is, aside from Bohol, meron din yata yung sa Baguio. Yan. So, earthquake magnitude scale naman, see, we have the minor to great. So, great earthquake can totally destroy communities near its epicenter, lalo kung malapit ka sa epicenter niya, no? Kasi ang baba lang nun is yung focus kung saan yung pinagmulan. No? Major earthquake causing serious damage may cause damage in the populated areas. and so on and so on, pababa ng pababa. Usually not felt but can be recorded by seismograph. Yung mga mahihina students yan, hindi man natin yung nakikita, di ba natin halos nararamdaman, ah nare-record yan sa mga seismograph ng mga PBOX natin, okay, and so on and so on. So the Philippines is located with the Pacific Ring of Fire. Pag sinabi natin located siya sa Pacific Ring of Fire, students, ibig sabihin marami pong uh, volcano nakapaligid sa kanya, kaya prone tayo sa mga geological hazards. So effusive eruption, students, is dominated by the flow of the uh, dominated by the flow of lava and formation of fountains and lakes. Meron ding isa, students, is um explosive eruption, ejects ash and larger fragments if uh broken up pyroclastic materials, forming ash clouds that eventually collapse and cover the slopes of the volcano. Ito yung explosive, yung may literal na pagsabog, students. No? Ito naman flow lang to, students, ng lava. Before, di ba, for example, may mga nag-erupt na, no? Pero hindi naman siya like explosive, hindi naman siya sumabog ng todong-todo. Hindi naman ganun katindi. So it's parang nag-flow lang yung lava. Um, And pag explosive, of course, there's an ash, no? Na lumalabas. Effusive. Okay, signs that there is impending volcanic eruption. When magma rises, students, to the surface, the pressure may cause several detectable earthquakes. The cone of volcano may start to bulge before an eruption due to the pressure build up on the side of volcano. So this would also result in changes in the chemistry of in the underground water, causing the deformation of the ground surface. Some may experience changes in minimal behavior, such as a such as wild animals moving to the grounds. Kasi yung mga animals natin, there's mga instinct sila that they could detect if there is or there will be a change in our environment. So, tandaan, students, ha, when magma rises to the surface, layo na. This could result to the change in the chemistry of underground water, causing the deformation of the ground surface. Kapag nag-change yung underground water, students, probably there is intervention of probably chemistry in the underground caused by the lava, magma, and so on and so on. Maybe experience changes in animal behavior. So may mga animal instincts sila. Pag may mga pagbabago na, students, sa kanilang behavior, lumalayo sila. Ibig sabihin, there is probably there is a sign of it is a sign of a volcanic eruption. Next, students, these are signs of volcanic eruption from DOST book, students. The following are commonly observed signs that a volcano is about to erupt. So these precursors may vary from volcano to volcano. Increase in the frequency of volcano quakes with rumbling sound, occurrence of volcanic tremors. So increased steaming activity, change in color of steam emission from white to gray due to the entrained ash, crater glow due to the presence of the magma at or near the crater. So ground swells, ground tilt, and ground fissuring due to the magma intrusion. And many, many more students, no? Ang gusto lang sabihin sa ating mga students, pag may pagbabago sa mga crater, sa grounds, because maybe because of the magma, no, may intrusion na ng magma. Ibig sabihin may mga pinasok na ground, and it could cause the fissure, students. So what will happen, students, in this one, students, ibig sabihin, no, it's a sign of volcanic eruptions. Yan, ito, mga drying up of springs, development of new thermal areas, noticeable variation of chemical contents, increase in temperature of hot spring, lalo na kung nasa hot spring ka tapos biglang increase yung temperatura. Nakakatakot yung mga ganyan. Okay? So, ayan. So, volcano hazard students, a volcano hazard refer to any potentially dangerous volcanic processes. So, lahat students ng potential na pwedeng maging resulta ng volcanic processes is what we call the volcano hazard. So, seismic activity, yung mga paggalaw, is often associated with the volcanic eruption. Okay? Usually, mga earthquake, yan, may mga pagbabago, there's a shaking, even a minimal students could indicate that there will be volcano hazards. So it is a phenomena arising from a volcanic activity that pose potential threat to the persons or property in a given area within a period of time. So, yeah, mga volcanic hazards. Yeah. So, so yan. Uh, ay, So, basta tandaan students, pag may mga nire-release yung isang volcano students, layuan natin yung students. So, may mga poisonous kasi yan. And kahit hindi siya poisonous, siguro naman lalayo kayo students sa pakainit nun. Di ba? So, tropical cyclones, what are the different weather phenomena, students, that are experienced in the Philippines? We have the tropical cyclones, we have the monsoons, and we have the thunderstorm. Are hydrometeorological phenomena that are often experienced in the Philippines. These phenomena can cause severe damages and to an affected area, especially if the people are not prepared. So, yung mga hydrometeorological phenomena natin na nangyayari, students, kung di tayo handa, pwedeng magresulta sa mga hindi magandang bagay. Okay, so Philippines is the most frequent visited. Of course, alam naman natin yung students that the our area no in Pilipinas ay palaging binibisita ng mga tropical cyclones, mga typhoon, no? The word typhoon uh, is most likely derived from the Chinese term typhoon, which can be broken down into ta, which means a big, and fong, which okay, which means big, and fang, which means wind, o malaking wind, ibig sabihin. So it is locally known as Bagyo, a term coined after Baguio City in the Benguet province where the we test known tropical cyclone way back in 1911. So it hits, no, and dropped the 20 22 millimeters of rainfall for about 3 days. So medyo, ano siya, medyo marami at matagal. Okay, so doon nagsimula yung typhoon of Ernie. So we have ito naman students, pag southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon, pag habagat tapos amihan students, basically, ano lang yan, yung characteristics ng habagat is warm and humid, medyo mainit, no? Kapag amihan naman students, characteristics niyan is cold and dry. Ako students, ang idea ko para matandaan ko sila, sino yung mas cold pakinggan, no? Ako yung, syempre mas cold pakinggan students yung amihan na word, no? Habagat, amihan. Pag naririnig ko yung students, alam ko na pag amihan, cold and dry siya. Kapag habagat, warm and humid siya. So, ang kanilang monsoon sila pareho students, no? So, southwest monsoon, ito, dito sa baba siya, south tapos so west banda, ito naman northeast monsoon na nakukuha. So, ayan, depends. So, yan yung habagat, maaring magpalakas ng bagyo. Kasi tandaan students dito nagmumula yung bagyo eh. Tapos hinahatak niya yung habagat dito. So nakakatulong palalo siya para mapalakas yung bagyo. Yung nakaraan, katulad ng nangyari ng nakaraan, no? Medyo connected siya sa bagyo. Yung bagyo connection sa habagat students. That's why napakarami at napakalakas ng pag-ulan. Wait lang students ha. Okay. So, eto. Hanggang nyo muna.
Slammed into the eastern Philippines as authorities struggle to evacuate hundreds of thousands of people, but many of the emergency shelters are overcrowded with no means of social distancing and without proper safety gear against the coronavirus. Typhoon Bonfang is expected to sweep across densely populated areas before exiting Illinois on
Typhoon expecting powerful sustained winds of up to 150 kilometers per hour. So far, no deaths have been reported, but it's still putting millions of lives at risk because of the coronavirus pandemic. It's hit by the typhoon are in lockdown, and people are trying to stay home to avoid infection. The authorities have evacuated around 200,000 people who now face contracting the virus at overcrowded emergency shelters. Due to social distancing measures, the shelters can only accept half the capacity, and people have to wear face masks. Not everyone has one, and many are trying their best to keep safe.
now we have a lack of supplies for face masks. That's why we have started to make our own ones to avoid the spread of the virus.
Typhoons and provinces in the Philippines, but this time the coronavirus outbreak has made the threat even worse. The National Weather Agency warns of potential flooding and landslides in the coming days.
From Manila, ECW's Santos, and as we heard there, the typhoon cyclone has already wrapped several islands in the Philippines. What is the situation?
Hindi, may parating mo na ito mamaya. Ah. Hindi kasi pwede isaharatan yung ano eh.
Taking temperature check and trying to distribute as many face masks they could along the evacuees. Now, actually tonight, we started seeing pictures from the affected areas of sun devastation. Thousands of people living in the coastal communities have now seen their houses just completely blanket. So, it's not just for another problem. These evacuees might not have a home to return to, and how will they stay safe in the coronavirus aftermath?
It's disaster response teams, and they have this challenge of still operating despite the pandemic slowing their work down.
This typhoon is really straining government resources and since the lockdown during the last 3 months. So the different challenge now is managing high speed sanitation is very crowded even more than to have sanitation hygiene that works here. Now also they will be monitoring hygiene within the capital of the mostly because of how densely popular the Manila is. It is the density is overcrowding and evacuation. So that is why now facing challenges. how to protect people from the typhoon, and how to prevent from turning into positive for coronavirus infection.
And Rosanna Santos joining us from Manila, where this typhoon is forecast to hit.
So, ayun nga, students. Kung nakikita ninyo, yan yung mga typhoon, no? Typhoon, pag sinabi natin, it's the most powerful type of tropical cyclone that forms in the northwestern Pacific Ocean. So, ano yan, students? Ito yung nanalasa sa atin during pandemic, no? Ito yung mahirap, students, because the environmental effects of the populated area and even the natural disaster, pag combine sila, students, it hinders students, no? It hinders the idea of helping each other. Kasi nga, hindi tayo makakuha ng help para sa iba't ibang sector ng gobyerno. So tandaan, a typhoon is just one of three types of tropical cyclones. So it's a type of tropical cyclone which can be distinguished according to their maximum sustained wind speed na umaabot ng mga 10 minutes yung lakas niya. 10 minutes, tapos malakas. So ano pa rin yun? Devastating pa rin siya. Okay. Especially kung tumatagal lalo. So there are types of typhoon, students. Meron tayo tropical depression. Yung wind speed niya is 62 kilometers per hour pa lang. Pag tumaas na, students, to wind speed ranging from 63 to 111 kilometers per hour. Kapag typhoon na, students, typhoon na talaga, it's greater than 118. So sometimes sa ibang lugar tawag sa kanya is hurricane. No, kung mapapansin niyo sa mga Northeast Pacific or kaya Northern Pacific Atlantic region, students, no? Ang tawag naman sa kanya is mga hurricane na. Now, it can also be categorized as super typhoon kapag tumaas na siya for about 220. So, yan yung mga Yolanda. I forgot the other one. Parang Lawin ata yun, yung isang super typhoon. Parang si Yolanda is based on, hindi sa lakas, but sa damages to the economic zone natin. And of course, or area natin, and even the people na naapektuhan. Kaya siya sinabing pinakamalakas. Pero I think, I forgot the other typhoon eh. I'm not sure kung silawin ba yun. Yung mas malakas kesa kay Yolanda pero ah, hindi ganun yung kinalabasan, students, when it comes to the uh, economic portion of the Philippines. Okay? Pero when it comes to the strength itself, parang mas malakas yung bagyo na yun kesa kay Yolanda. So, and this one is our tropical cyclone, students. Yan, meron siyang ano ba to, eye wall. Parang eye wall. Tapos meron tayong rain bands. So, yan yung typical na typhoon. Eye wall, a rain bonds. No? Yung eye niya is within the diameter that span 20 to 65 kilometers wide. It is very weak, students. Kasi nandun siya sa gitna, siya yung pinapaikutan. But kapag lumabas ko dun, students, no, can reach for about, meron na tayong tinatawag na eye wall, 15 kilometers above, it brings the strongest winds and heavy rains. No, nagkakaroon pa ng turbulence shortly after the passage of the eye. So the other one is the rain bands, siya yung umiikot naman. So it's the spiring strips of the clouds in the fringes of the tropical cyclone. So saan siya associated, students? Sa mga rainfall. Kaya siya rain bands. So yung malakas dyan, students, ingatan natin yung eye wall. Kasi pag din yung tumama, syempre kasama niya naman. Pag tumama sa yung mata, students, ang ingatan natin yung eye wall. Okay? Yun yung pinaka nagdadala ng lakas. Okay, so why do tropical cyclones form? Tropical cyclones form as a result of atmosphere natural tendency to maintain equilibrium by redistributing the heat. So ito yung temperature gradient, yung pagkakaiba-iba ng heat, students, creating ng convection, no? Through the wind from the equatorial regions to the polar region. So para ma equilibrate siya, paano bang maging equal siya, students, no? I-redistribute yung heat. Kaya lang uh, on the other side, syempre maganda naman distribute yung heat. But on the disadvantage, no, it can form a tropical cyclones. So paano nga ba siya na bubuo, no? There is thunderstorm, no, type of the video. Paano nga ba siya nabubuo dito? Dito pala yun.
Tropical zone. But the storm inside when it gets the heat of the cycle right? Don't forget to subscribe. Cycle, general term, is by the lower like organized life that portray over dominance. Cyclones, hurricanes, typhoons, what? But depending on the dimension, the Atlantic and the Pacific Pacific is called hurricane. And in the Northwest Pacific is termed as typhoon, and the South Pacific and Ocean, it is called the cyclone. You can also classify them based on hemispheres. The northern ones as hurricanes, the southern ones as cyclones. There are also other differences apart from where the like the cyclones are usually rockets, where the hurricanes are usually counter-rockets. Where do each cyclone go? The atmospheric pressure over a large area.
Ay, nandiyan pa ba yung receiver na kami sa'yo?
Hindi.
Kasi hindi ko na makakapunta si Pero Edo. Para isang posibility tayo dito kung gawin siya ang pangalan.
That's proving the first thing.
Pero kung kaya mo makakapunta,
Paano yun lang nakakit doon? Kasi mo na sa inyo,
Along with out of the atmosphere, the surface called the atmospheric pressure.
magbabayad na.
Atmospheric pressure is lower than the
Ibigay lang nila yung ibigay lang nila tayo na magbabayad ka. Bayad ka.
hence the atmospheric
Tayo na
pressure.
magbabayad tayo pa magbabayad.
But the low atmospheric
Yung pinakaligtas na saan?
returning this process of thin air circulating, strengthening, and developing into a cyclonic formation is called cyclogenesis. So how does it become a huge storm cloudy cyclone? When the atmospheric pressure is low, the warm air rises to fill the gaps and the cold air goes down as they have moisture. The wet air, as it reaches the plates, it becomes more and it rises rapidly, thus creating more wind. So the surrounding air rushes in to fill the plates. These filling travels at greater speed and from longer distances. When they reach the air, instead of filling the gaps, they start circulating and thus creating a spark. After that, in air traveling to fill the gap has to join the spark because the air cannot pass through the spiral unit. Visually, tropical cyclones range from 100 kilometers to 2,000 kilometers in diameter. When a large amount of air is rushing in to fill the gap, they form huge cyclones, and the spiral structure
becomes larger and larger, penetrating the clouds and thus creating thunderstorms. Tropical cyclones can go up to a height of 10 kilometers and will last from 3 to 7 days, depending on the speed of the storm, how far it is away from the ground, how big it is. Cyclones which fade away or down with the growth of land. There is a misconception. The buildings and the other attractions on the land surface act as a barrier, stopping the cyclone. But that's not it. When the cyclonic storm crosses the land surface, the main source of the cyclone, that is a warm water, is taken out. Cyclones work with the moist warm water. So when it crosses a cold water surface or a land surface, they can since 1970, that is for almost 1,000 years now, there has been at least 11,900 recorded tropical cyclones in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Pacific. So far, the largest ever recorded was Typhoon Dory, occurred in 1970, the South Pacific Ocean in the Philippines, which was 2,000 kilometers down the wind speed of 1.5 last of all, this is the largest and strongest cyclone ever recorded in history. Subscribe.
So, ayun students, no, due to the atmospheric pressure, no, yung pagbabago ng atmospheric pressure and the rushing, pagpunta ng mga, it attracts the, tawag dito, winds kasi, no, and the attraction of those stages, no, ng mga na atmospheric pressure students could, could cause a typhoon. And pare-parehas lang sila students ng processes, no? Paano sila nabubuo. But just the difference po is yung lugar kung saan sila nakikita. So another thing students na pag-usapan natin is yung thunderstorm. It is a violent transient type of weather disturbance associated with thousands of meters tall cumulonimbus clouds in which usually involves lightning and thunder, strong winds, intense rainfall, and occasional tornadoes and hail. So isa pa students na tinitingnan natin is yung tinatawag natin na thunderstorm. Okay, so it is very violent type of weather, no? Saan siya nag-occur usually sa mga cumulonimbus clouds, no? Kasama yan students yung lightning tapos ng thunder, no? Pinagsama lang. Tapos merong strong winds and of course rainfall. Ba't po na video na to? Maganda nga siya tingnan. Condenses. Yung convection current, yung pagbabago lang. Yan, oo. Pagbabago lang ng temperatura. Mas dense kasi yung isa. Yan. So, yan. Yan yung thunderstorm naman. No? Pag sinabi natin thunderstorm. So, ito yung warnings nun. Pag may mga thunderstorm. So, hindi siya typhoon students. Hindi naman siya typhoon. It's more of may halong pag-ulan lang. Tapos kidlat at kulog. No issue when there is an indication that the thunderstorm is threatening in a specific area. Is disseminated. Ito yung usual, no? Baka may mga natatanggap tayo sa mga cellphones natin students, no? Indication na it advises na medyo threatening yung isang area. So it informs, another thing is it informs that the thunderstorm formation is more likely within the next 12 hours, disseminated through social media also, or even website. The other one is when thunderstorm is less likely within next 12 hours, disseminated through the social media and website. So yun lang students, yun lang naman yung usual natin na basis, no, yung mga tawag dito, yung mga social media natin kapag merong isang bagyo or even kung anong man news. So another thing students is meron tayong tinatawag na hydrometeorological hazards. So could result naman sa mga malalakas na paghangin, mga heavy rains, no? So that could cause or bring floods and strong winds. So storm surge students is nangyayari kapag yung isang tubig, isang sea level ay tumaas, no? During a tropical cyclones. So intense storm, also known as typhoons or even hurricanes. So nagdadala yan students ng mga malakas na hangin, no, na tumutulak sa mga shore natin, sa mga baseline natin. Okay, which can lead of course to flooding. So, wag na yan. Puro na lang tayo video. Okay, comparison between high tide and storm surge. So, the combination students, this is a normal tide. No? Yan yung high tide, umaano lang, umaangat, hindi siya sumisira. Pero pag may tropical cyclone storm surge, asahan niya na students yung mga malalapit na kubo, possible na tamaan sila. So, ano naman to? Video ulit. So, normal pa students, no? Yan, may mga public storm warning naman tayo, students. Kapag may signal number 1 na no classes in kindergarten. Signal number 2 naman, no classes in single in kindergarten, elementary, and high school. of course, kapag signal number 3 hanggang graduate school na. Okay. So, tataka tayo bakit hindi kaagad nagsususpend yung perps. Minsan, basis is, minsan naka-base din tayo sa government. Kung kung magsususpend na ba or hindi pa. So, usually yun yung basis nila. So, yeah. So, may flooding tayo. Yan yung mga localized no, increase of water. Ano yung cause nito, students? Siyempre, yung intense, no? Intense na pag-ulan. Pero students, another thing no na nangyayari pag flooding is yung flood system natin. Kapag mga drainage natin hindi maayos, therefore, ano nangyayari, students? Yun yung pa yung nagiging cause lalo ng mga pag-ulan. Ay, pag-ulan, pagbaha. Okay? So, yan. Yeah, ito yun naman yung measurement na classification natin. Color-coded rainfall advisory and even the classification. Red kapag malakas na. Serious flooding yung possible. Pag mga orange, mga alert, possible evacuation. Ayan. Yung mga yellow, check-check lang. Monitor muna tayo. So, yan. Sa project no pala, students, no? It is a type of, it's a website, no? Na pwede nating i-check. More accurate, integrated, responsive disaster prevention and mitigation system, especially in high-risk areas throughout the Philippines. So, pwede natin makita yung mga lugar natin na kung saan mas madaling bahain, mga mabababaw na lugar, and so on. So, ito yung mga damage, no? Obvious naman siguro kapag may mga malalakas, usually sa yung last time sa Siargao nasira yung mga lugar because of the strong winds. So, ikot-ikot. Next, the Philippines is located in disaster risk area that hazard will always be present. Aside from it is located, students, no, sa Pacific Ring of Fire, that is an indication. Aside from that, no, students, ano rin siya? Located din tayo sa disaster risk area, no? So, the hazard map are developed to indicate, no, meron tayong hazard map para maging basis natin ah, kapag may mga ganitong klase ng event, mga hazard. The hazard map are developed to indicate the places where most likely natural hazard occur. So, identifying these places can aid informed land use, persons in charge, and can create emergency response. With proper knowledge, of course, not only that we have map, kung hindi mo naman alam kung paano gamitin, they useless yung student. So, with proper knowledge of hazard also, and the actions to be taken in every day they occur in reduction and mitigation of dangers, so it will help a lot, students. So in the Philippines, students, DENR, Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, created a what we call geohazard mapping. So yun yung mga assessment program that implemented by Mines and Geosciences Bureau, which of course can identify the vulnerability of an area or even hazard. So, ayan. Ayan. May mga action plan tayong uh, kina-conceptualize para makita natin, ma-identify natin kung saan ba dapat yung mga uunahin natin kapag may mga ganitong klase ng problema. So, local programs should be established to help the people who are most affected by natural disaster to recover from their losses. So, education is also means for people to mitigate and adapt to natural hazard. So, kaya may mga ganitong, part siya ng lesson, students, kasi if possible, no, may mga, last time, di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng drills. Ay, hindi pala kayo kasama doon sa yun, sa mga STEMs pala yun, dun sa JB. So it's because for us, not only kahit na bata pa lang students, you have an idea of how are you going to survive certain hazards. So it is also means that of promoting access to the information and resources that will help individuals be better. So before, during, and after natural hazard, I no, wag na to students. Wag na to. Video na naman. Muntik na. Pero wag na yan. So that will be all students. So tandaan students, kapag may hazard, be prepared always kung ano yung mga dapat nating gagawin. Especially kapag may mga tsunami, no? Kapag may naririnig kayo unusual sound, layo na agad. Kapag nawala yung tubig, lalong lumayo na. No? Nag-iipon yan ng lakas para umangat ulit. Okay? That will be all for today, students. I will see you again next meeting. Sana mapanood ninyo to because naglaan talaga ako ng oras para dito. Hindi na lang talaga kinaya. So matagal na siya dapat. Kasi kaya lang, of course, yung laptop is naging hindrance para makapag-share, makapag-video. Thank you, students, for listening. I will see you again.